Hello students. Now, as we already decided that we'll go with the additional concept of complex number. So in the previous video, we already covered that complex number and quadratic equation. Now in this special video, I am going to discuss about the additional topic in complex number, which is not there for your syllabus, but if you read now, it will help you for your competitive exam point of view. So these all things matters a lot. So this session is exclusively for the polar form of a complex number with Argand plane. Okay. So this is very interesting thing that I want to tell you through this video. Okay. So the topic in this video is Argand plane and polar representation, okay, of complex number of complex number. What is Argand plane? Then I will jump to the polar representation. We all know the way to represent points in Cartesian coordinate. You have all studied analytical geometry in your lower classes. Or I will, though I will not take the special word, let me take a very basic word, that is coordinate geometry. What people usually do is, we'll take coordinate point x, y. So we will notate easily points where this is positive direction of x-axis, negative direction of x-axis, positive direction of y, negative direction of y, and we will represent point. Here it is x, here it is, if I take it as a y, so when I join, it is x comma y. It is a coordinate system of points, yes or no? Similarly, you can consider negative point, positive point, negative positive, positive negative, both negative, etc. based on the content. If I want to mark 1, 2, I'll go 1 unit on x-axis, 2 units on y-axis. Finally, I join these 2 points, it becomes 1, 2. Now, what is Argand plane is? In Argand plane, we will represent complex number, or the plane having each of points as a complex number is called Argand plane. Okay. It is the plane having each of its point as complex number is called Argand plane, and the points on the x-axis of the form a plus I0, whereas points on the y-axis is of the form 0 plus IB in complex plane. Therefore, Argand plane is nothing but, I'll write neatly, but you will understand. The plane having each of its points assigned to complex number is called, okay, is called Argand plane, or one more name is complex plane. Okay. Now again, as it is in coordinate geometry, there are two axes, x-axis and y-axis. But what is the difference here is, in Argand plane, okay, in Argand plane, points on x-axis is of the form, okay, on x-axis always y points are absent. Therefore, if I take a plus ib as a complex number, therefore in Argand plane points on x-axis of the form a plus I into 0. Okay, and points on the y-axis is of the form 0 plus I into b. So on x-axis we all know y coordinates are absent, therefore it is nothing but points on x-axis is the form a plus I0, and points on the y-axis is of the form 0 plus ib. So obviously this thing becomes, the diagram will come in this way. I will tell you. Okay, this is x-axis, y-axis. I take positive part only. So on x-axis a plus I0. A plus I0 is again a only. Therefore, if I take it as 1, 2, it looks like 1 plus I0 is 1 only, 2 plus I0, 2 only, 3, 4, 5, 6. If it is negative end, it is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. And on y-axis, it is of the form 0 plus I0. Means it is like I, 2I, 3I, so on so on. It looks like 0 plus I is I, 0 plus 2I because the exponents are absent. Similarly, minus I, minus 2I, minus 3I, so on so on so on. If I want to notate 2 plus 3I on arcant plane, take 2 units on x-axis, 3I units on y-axis. So move 2 units on x-axis, rise 3I units on y-axis. If you join these two by dotted one, so it becomes 2 comma 3I, or you can write it as a 2 plus 3I. Understood? So this is the thing which matters a lot. So if a plane having each of its point as a complex number, so such plane is called as complex plane or argand plane. So in argand plane, x-axis is exclusively reserved for x-axis coordinate where y is absent, is of the form a plus I0, and the y-axis is reserved for y point and is of the form 0 plus IB. So that's about argand plane. It's the first part. Now I want to tell you what is polar representation of complex number. Okay, so it's very interesting. So let me take this thing now. So usually in coordinate geometry, we will notate coordinate points as x comma y. Okay. Now what do you mean by polar form? So there are two coordinate systems. There are many coordinate systems in mathematics. For your syllabus, they have only two. One is a coordinate system, that is x comma y. Okay. Cartesian coordinate. Cartesian coordinates. Okay. And second one, polar coordinates. Okay. Cartesian coordinates is given by x comma y, and polar coordinates is given by r comma theta. So in polar form, you will find everywhere r and theta, but in Cartesian coordinate, you will find everywhere x as well as y. So that's the difference. So in today's video or in complex number, we will focus on polar coordinate. Means we have to replace x by r, y by theta. Okay, this is if x comma y means this Cartesian coordinate. If you get it anywhere, it is a polar form. No, it should contain r as well as theta. Okay. Now what is polar representation of complex number? That we will discuss. So earlier in theory question paper, they used to ask. They will give one complex number z equal to 2 plus 3i. Express it in a complex form, or express this complex number it in a polar form. Okay. Now every year almost fixed question for your entrance exam also, indirectly, not directly. Indirectly they will ask polar form in your entrance examination. For that sake, I am giving you some insight. Okay. So always keep in mind, if z equal to x plus iy. Okay. If z equal to x plus iy is a complex number, then we take x equals to r cos theta, okay, and y equals to r sin theta. Okay, why it is like this? I explained you it in a trigonometry. You just take interest. Okay. Now, where r is given by root of x square plus y square, which is nothing but mod z, which is equals to modulus, okay, of complex number, modulus of complex number. Okay. Now, x equals to r cos theta, I'll call number 1. Y equals to r sin theta, I'll call number 2. Okay. Square and add 1 and 2 both sides. We get. Okay. When you square and add, it becomes x square plus y square is equal to r square times of 1, because cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. With this I got to know r equals to root of x square plus y square. Okay, which I wrote here, which I practically proved. Now you may ask the question, as r is plus or minus, why have neglected minus? One thing always keep in mind, if this is a complex number, no, think that it is a p of x comma y. This distance is called as r, and we will never say for distance negative number. Therefore, r indicates modulus of a complex number, which gives me indirectly the distance or gap between these two. We always say between Hubli and Belgaum 120 km. We will never say minus 120 km. It's a nonsense thing. So for that sake, I will neglect negative. I will take positive only. Okay, this is the one thing. Also, in this thing, you will get to know some angle. Okay, so what I will do? I will do 2 divided by 1. Okay, now consider equation 2 divided by equation 1. So what will happen when you do y by x is equals to r sin theta divided by r cos theta. It is nothing but tan theta, because r will get cancelled. With this you got to know theta equals to tan inverse of y by x. Okay, so this is very important thing we learn, where theta is called as an amplitude. Okay, so this is called as an amplitude. So for different case we have different thing. So okay, and sometimes they will call argument also. In some textbook they will call as an amplitude. Okay, it depends on the author they will use. Okay, so it all depends on how you will take care of all these things. So theta is called as amplitude as well as argument of a complex number. Now lastly I want to tell you one note. This note is very important. If z equal to x plus iy is complex number, okay, complex number, then its polar form is given by, okay, z equal to r times of cos theta plus I sin theta. So this is called as polar form of a complex number. Why it is like this? I have substituted x place r cos theta, y place r sin theta. Both side r is common. I got cos theta plus I sin theta. Therefore, z equal to r times of cos theta plus I sin theta. Okay, is called as polar form of a given complex number x plus iy. Okay, where the method to find theta is tan inverse of y by x, that is argument of z, okay, or amplitude of z. So sometimes you will call that theta as an argument. In some textbook they will call that theta as an amplitude. Okay, so just take interest in this case, so it gives you the good idea. Okay, so this is very important thing I want to tell you. Now based on this, we will discuss few questions which makes some, okay. One more thing I want to tell you, there is a term called by name principal argument. What is principal argument mean? I told it in a trigonometric chapter. Yes or no? Trigonometric function. Principal means what? Mean. So which is the main interval? 0 to 2 pi. If you got a theta answer between 0 to 2 pi or minus pi to pi, if you got theta value between 0 to 2 pi or minus pi to pi, then such angle what you got is called principal argument of that complex number. Okay, principal means if you got an angle between 0 to 2 pi, so such angle is called as principal argument of a complex number. So what we learned is, if your x plus I is a complex number, so then it is called as a polar form of a complex number. One thing you keep in mind, polar form means there should be r as well as theta. Okay, then only it becomes polar form where theta is given by this particular formula. So based on this, we will discuss few questions step by step. So we have few questions to just we will take interest in this case, so that we will get idea about it. So always keep in mind that theta is there, no? So it is called as principal argument, or sometime it is called as a amplitude also. Okay. I want to tell one more last note, and after this I will proceed with the problems based on polar form one by one. Okay. See, my dear student, the note for you is we have four systems. One is both x and y positive. Another one is x is positive, y is negative. Third one is x is okay. The second case is okay. I will take second case in a systematic way only. X is negative, y is positive. Okay. Third case, what we will study is x is negative, y is also negative. Fourth case, what we will study is x is positive, y is negative. We all know both are positive in first quadrant. X is negative, y is positive in second quadrant. Both are negative in third quadrant. Only x is positive, y is negative in fourth quadrant. Okay. So what you should do here is, I told you about argument. See, if you got to know, because they will give question like this, 2 plus 3y. Here this is x, y. Okay. Obviously in this case what I can say is nothing but both are positive. So both are positive means it will falls in first quadrant. So how to draw the diagram? It is nothing but like this. Okay. It is p of x comma y, and this is the angle theta, not that angle. So always keep in mind, argument or amplitude of angle is nothing but angle made in the positive direction of x-axis, not negative direction. Okay. Therefore, if it falls in first quadrant, theta is given by this way. Okay. So that is theta is directly tan inverse of, I told you the formula is a, okay, y by x, but in solving problem, take it as a modulus of y by x. Okay. Now the second case is, it may be like this, minus 2 comma 5, where it will come in a second quadrant. Yes. Where it will come in a second quadrant like this. In this case, this part is positive direction of x-axis, this part is negative direction of x-axis. So you need to consider theta in positive direction of x-axis. Therefore, in first quadrant, theta is nothing but tan inverse of modulus of y by x. This formula you keep in mind. When it comes to second quadrant, theta is nothing but, second quadrant means it will come here. This is positive direction, this is a negative direction. This is a positive direction of x-axis. Okay. So how to find this angle? What I will do? I will take pole. Okay. So in this I will remove it. Okay. So it is nothing but you will get that theta angle. So it is a positive direction. Okay. This is a positive direction. This towards the negative direction. So I want the positive direction. So this part is positive direction, this part is negative direction. If you observe, yes or no? Here also it is a positive direction, but look at the diagram. So the arrow mark is like this. It indicates in this way. So I want a positive direction. Therefore, in this case, theta is given by pi minus of tan inverse of mod of y by x. Okay. In third quadrant, theta is given by third quadrant is a replica of this. Yes or no? It is nothing but minus of pi minus tan inverse of y by x. This thing you will always keep in mind. And in the last quadrant, it is a replica of first quadrant. Therefore, it is minus of tan inverse of modulus of y by x. Okay? So these all things you just keep in mind for better understanding of problem. So if you got to know points lies in first quadrant, theta is this. If you got to know point lies in second quadrant, theta is pi minus tan inverse of y by x. If you got to know theta lies in third quadrant, okay, that is xy lies in third quadrant means theta is minus of pi minus tan inverse y by x. If you got to know that x comma y comes in a fourth quadrant, theta, that is amplitude or argument, is given by minus of tan inverse of y by x. Okay, how to find y by x? That we will take it step by step. Okay, now we will discuss problem one by one. Okay, the very first question will take a very simple question. Represent complex number. Represent complex number z equal to 1 plus I root 3. Okay, 1 plus I times of root 3 in polar form. So they have given one complex number which is in a standard form, no doubt at all. They expect me to express it in a polar form. So how to write? I'll do a systematic way. So given z, that is 1 plus I root 3, it is equal to x plus I1. Okay, which implies, I'll write what is x comma y. So when I compare both sides, x is 1, okay, and y is root 3. Okay, yes or no? So now which gives me indication that both are positive. So both are positive means first quadrant. So obviously that complex number x comma y lies in the first quadrant. Therefore I write, therefore z lies in first quadrant. Okay, this is the confirmation. Now polar form of complex number, polar form of complex number is, what is the polar form? Z equal to r times of cos theta plus I sin theta, right? Now I want r as well as theta. I'll call this as equation 1. Now what is r equal to? Now r is nothing but square root of x square plus y square, which is nothing but, what is x here? 1. 1 square is 1 plus y. Y is root 3. Root 3 square is 3. So it gives me root 4. So I got to know our answer is 2. So I did my 50% work. Now I need to find theta. Okay, as x comma y lies in first quadrant, as x comma y lies in first quadrant, therefore theta equal to tan inverse of modulus of y by x, as I told you, which is tan inverse of modulus of y is what? Root 3 divided by x. Again it is positive only, so I will write tan inverse of root 3. So tan inverse of root 3 is nothing but even sine by cos, sine of 60 degree divided by cos of 60 degree. Yes or no? So sine 60 is root 3 by 2, cos 60 is root 1 by 2. So 2 get cancelled, you will end up with the tan inverse of root 3. So the angle for which tan is root 3 is pi by 2. Yes or no? Therefore theta is pi by 3. Therefore equation 1 becomes z equal to r is how much 2 into it is cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. No need to simplify that sin pi by 3 answer. Okay, so this is called as polar form of a given complex number. So in the systematic way we proved that for 1 plus I root 3 its polar form is given by 2 times of cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. So it is called as polar form of a given complex number. So similarly we will work with the remaining question in a systematic way so that we will get problems in a systematic way. So the polar form of a given complex number 1 plus I root 3 is 2 times of cos pi by 3 plus I times of sin pi by 3. Okay. Now I'll take another question. So all you need is a systematic tracking of the problem. So rest all will follow automatically. So next question is represent complex number z equal to minus 16 upon 1 plus I root 3. Okay, 1 plus I root 3 into polar form. Polar form. Okay, they expected one question to be converted to polar form, but first our problem is this is not at all in a standard form. We need to make it a standard form. So we need to convert it in a standard form, and once it converted, we'll proceed with the solution. So what is given here? They are given this as a minus 16 upon 1 plus I root 3, which is not in a standard form. I'll multiply it as a 1 minus I root 3 divided by 1 minus I root 3. So when you simplify, it is minus 16 plus 16 I root 3 divided by a plus b into a square minus b square, that is I root 3 the square, which is nothing but 16 I root 3 minus 16 divided by 1 minus I square is minus 1, root 3 square is 8. So it is nothing but minus 16 plus I times of 16 root 3 divided by 1 plus 3. Yes or no? So when you will deal with such thing, so better it is simplified easily. Therefore z equal to minus 16 plus I times of 16 root 3 divided by 4, which is nothing but 16 by 4 is minus 4. Okay, plus I times of 4 root 3. Now it is in a standard form, that is I'll write it as a x plus iy. Okay, which is equal to x comma y, which is nothing but x is minus 4 comma y is nothing but 4 root 3. Okay, so x is negative as x comma y lies in, okay, here x is negative, y is positive. X is negative, y is positive in only quadrant is second quadrant. Therefore as x comma y lies in second quadrant. Okay, second quadrant. Therefore argument theta is nothing but second quadrant, what I told, pi minus tan inverse of modulus of y by x. Okay, this is theta. Okay, therefore first I want polar form. Now polar form is z equal to r times of cos theta plus I sin theta. Yes, so I'll call it as equation number 1. Now what is r equals to? It is nothing but square root of x square plus y square, which is nothing but x is what? Minus 4. So minus 4 square is 16 plus y. So y square. So 16 into 3 is 48. Yes. So 48 plus 10, 58. 58 plus 6. It is root 64. So root 64 is 8. So what 8 indicate? that point minus 4 comma 4 root 3 is at a distance of 8 units from the origin. So I forgot to tell you, but already I mentioned in a previous video what the modulus indicate. Okay, now theta equals to pi minus tan inverse of modulus of y is how much? 4 root 3 divided by, okay, that's the reason they kept modulus. So which is nothing but pi minus tan inverse of modulus of minus root 3. So which gives me pi minus tan inverse of, when it comes out it becomes positive root 3. So pi minus pi by 3, because just now we put tan inverse root 3. So sin 60 by cos 60. So pi minus pi by 3 means it gives me 2 pi by 3. Okay, so I got to know. So the argument or amplitude of this complex number is 2 pi by 3. Therefore, I want polar form. Therefore, equation 1 becomes z equals to r is how much? 8 times of cos 2 pi by 3 plus I times of sin 2 pi by 3. So this is called as polar form of a given complex number minus 16 divided by 1 plus I root 3. Okay, so this is the very important thing in solving problem. All you need is convert it into standard form. If it is already there, no need to worry. Convert it into standard form, compare to x plus iy, take x and y, then check in which quadrant it will come. So in first quadrant you know the formula, second quadrant is this formula, third, fourth also you know. So you just proceed and systematically you follow the answer. Therefore for this question, 8 times of cos 2 pi by 3 plus I times sin 2 pi by 3 is the right polar form of this question. Now I'll take another question which will a bit interesting. So which will give you the clear insight. Okay, so the next question, represent complex number in the polar form. So let me take a bit interesting question. So I plus root 3 will take a bit idea. 1 minus I. Okay, 1 minus I. Okay, so the lucky factor here is it's in standard form. No need to work a long way. Okay, so what are you doing initially? So z is equal to 1 minus I, when I will compare it with x plus I, which implies x comma y is nothing but 1 comma minus 1, because with I you have minus 1. So what I want, we know that we know that. Okay, yes, we know that polar form of complex number, okay, polar form of complex number is z equals to r times of cos theta plus I sin theta. So I call it German as x comma y. X is positive, y is negative. The only case where x is positive and y is negative is fourth quadrant. So as x comma y lies in fourth quadrant, right? Fourth quadrant. So theta is nothing but minus of tan inverse of mod of y by x. Okay. So therefore theta equals to minus of tan inverse of y is how much? Minus 1. X is 1. So minus of theta is minus pi by 4. Okay. Also, r is nothing but x square plus y square, which is 1 plus 1, which is root 2. Okay, so I got to know r also as the theta answer. Therefore, I can write conclusion. Therefore, polar form of given complex, okay, number is z equal to, what is r? So r is root 2 into theta is, I'll write cos of theta, cos of minus pi by 4 plus I of sin of minus pi by 4. It is possible to simplify this? Simplify. I will say z equals to root 2 times cos of minus theta is cos theta. Yes or no? Sin of minus theta is minus sin theta. It is minus I times of sin pi by 4. This is the polar form of given complex number. Okay. So this is a problem from the exercise part. If you observe exercise, you will find numerous questions there, and from this you pick any question of your interest and just you take care of such question. So if you observe that exercise 5.2, series of questions are given, and the answer what we got there, root 2 is cos pi by 4 minus I sin pi by 4. So it's your wish to take care of such question. Okay. So what we did here is, I took first quadrant problem, both are positive. Second quadrant problem, both are that is x is negative, y is positive. I took one problem of where x is positive, y is, that is third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Now we left with the third quadrant option, where both are negative. So I will consider that one problem, and let me take, okay, let me wind up the session. Okay. So let me take one question based on the polar form, okay, and with this I will wind up the session of complex number. Represent complex number minus 1 minus I into polar form. Luckily it's in a standard form. All we need is just to proceed. So I'll write z, okay, equal to minus 1 minus I. I'll write it as a x plus I. So with this I got a confirmation that x comma y is nothing but minus 1 comma minus 1. Okay. We know that polar form of complex number. Okay. We know that polar form of complex number is z equals to r times of cos theta plus I sin theta. Okay, you call this as equation 1 if you want. Now, what is r equals to? Under root of x square plus y square, which is nothing but minus 1 plus square is 1. Okay, it is, I got to know r is plus 2. Okay, now the next step is, as x comma y lies in third quadrant, because both are negative. If you observe there, x is also negative, y is also negative. Only case is third quadrant. We have, okay, theta equal to, so in third quadrant what I told, minus of pi minus tan inverse of modulus of 1 by x. So therefore theta equal to minus of pi minus tan inverse of, what is y here? Minus 1. It is also minus 1. Therefore theta equal to pi minus tan inverse of 1, because minus minus become plus I got it out, which is minus of 5 minus tan inverse 1 is 35. So no, so theta equal to minus of 4 pi minus pi, 3 pi. That is 3 pi by 4. So I got theta answer as minus of 3 pi by 4. So right in the end, the conclusion, I got r, I got theta. So polar form of complex number, okay, is z equal to r, that is root 2 times cos of theta, it is minus 3 pi by 4 plus I times of sine minus 3 pi by 4, or nothing but root 2 times cos of minus theta is cos theta, therefore cos of 3 pi by 4, sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, therefore minus I times of sine 3 pi by 4. So it is called as polar form of a given question, that is minus 1 minus I. If you have checked that question, it is from exercise 5.2. The question is given as minus 1 minus I, as in the question number 5, and then you found the answer root 2 times of cos of minus 3 pi by 4 plus I times of sine minus 3 pi by 4. So this is a question from the exercise which we got answer, and at the end we simplified this question answer as cos of minus theta is a cos theta, sine of minus theta is a sine theta. So this is the problem. We have numerous questions in this category. So all you need is your interest towards learning problem. If you have an interest in learning all this problem, things will be manageable. Otherwise, it's very difficult to manage all these questions. So please show interest in learning all these things, so you can easily manage all these things. So I'll take another last question, okay? So and let me wind up, okay, the session. Hope so you enjoyed, understood the polar form complex number. Recently they have removed, okay? So we'll take now some problem. One problem like this. That's all, you just take care from the exercise and this, okay? The last question I want to tell you, represent complex number in a polar form, that is z equal to I. So it is our right to write I can be written as 0 plus 1 into I, yes or no? So I write there x plus I. So with this I want to know x comma y is nothing but 0 comma 1. Both are positive. We all know 0 is neither positive nor negative, yes or no? So it's a neutral number. So as both are positive, I will take. So is that possible? Okay, I will take it as a positive because 0 is a neutral number. So what if, okay, I get here r easily, which is a x square plus y square, which is nothing but 0 plus 1, which is answer is 1. Okay, so I can say theta lies in first quadrant. So tan inverse of y by x. So tan inverse of y by x means tan inverse of 1 by 0. Okay, so 1 by 0 is not defined, so it is an infinity. So tan of what angle is infinity? This pi by 2, you all know. So I got to know theta is pi by 2. Okay, so therefore polar form is z equal to r is 1 into cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2. In return, I can write it as a cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2. Therefore, for a complex number of the form I, its polar form is given by cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2. So where the r value is hidden here, that r value hidden here is 1. Okay, so this is the way we can solve n number of questions in polar form. So This is a very interesting part which is removed from your theory part, but please don't leave to study while studying complex number, because it will help you, okay, in the studies. So I want to recall a last thing to you people. There are, as a note, this is first quadrant, okay, this is second quadrant, this is third quadrant, this is fourth quadrant, okay. First quadrant means both are positive, second quadrant means x is negative, y is positive, third quadrant means x is negative, y is negative, fourth quadrant is x is positive, y is negative. So in the first quadrant, theta is given by tan inverse of modulus of y by x. In the second quadrant, theta is given by pi minus of tan inverse of modulus of y by x. This thing you keep in mind. In the third quadrant, theta is given by minus of pi minus of tan inverse of modulus of y by x. And in the last quadrant, theta is given by minus of tan inverse of modulus of y by x. So this is the summary of this particular video. So please solve remaining question from your exercise till you become perfect in this category. Keep in mind these notes. If it comes in first quadrant, theta is this formula. Second quadrant, this. Third quadrant, theta is this. And fourth quadrant, theta is this. Based on this only, I have chosen 4 quadrant 4 problems. Hope so you understood clearly. So with this, I want to tell you complex number as well as quadratic equation chapter comes to an end. In the coming video, I will come with the MCQs question from the various entrance level of national exams. So hope so you just okay, you will take interest and you will learn things very effectively. Till then, take care. Thank you very much.